Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. This is episode 100. Yes, you heard that right. Our special guest on tonight's show is a dear friend of mine, Santiago Corridor. It's so great to have you on the show, man.
Yeah, Joey, thanks for having me, dude. It's an honor. I've seen a bunch of your episodes. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. It's just been a long time in the works. We've planned this for a while now, and finally here we are. I would have loved to do this in person, but hey, I'll take it remote. And it's great to see you, man. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, maybe we could set that up soon. I don't go home too often, but swim keeps me pretty busy. But I'd love to do that.
Absolutely. So I see you're sporting a Lightning jersey. So let's talk about that a little bit.
I just got back from the game. I live like 5 minutes away from the stadium.
Yeah.
And this is a little special guest I'd actually like to introduce to you as well.
Oh, nice.
My roommate's dog, Louie.
Oh.
He's cuter than he looks, but
oh yeah.
He's just a baby, basically a new roommate here in 1804. But he's a handful.
That's a nice jersey you got on there, though.
Thank you. Yeah, we just got back from the game. It was fun. It's electric. Hockey games, it's probably one of my favorite sporting events to attend just because there's so much energy in the stadium, so many people just like getting up and getting rowdy. Just an energy I don't feel in a lot of other arenas.
So you're a big hockey guy now living in Tampa?
I try. It's only my second game. I mean, don't get me. I do really like hockey, but it is only my second game. I'd like to get into like maybe next season get like season passes or something.
Yeah. So you're in Tampa now. So how's life been in Tampa for you?
It's great, dude. Ever since I started coming I visited Tampa for the first time in 2019, I think, or 2018 with a couple of friends when I was at UF. And I think since the first time I came, I was like, I want to end up here. This city's my favorite one, probably one of my favorites in Florida. And life has its way of, choosing its path and choosing its course. And I ended up here. I love it. It's great.
No, I'm so happy for you, man. That's awesome. So, as we get into the show, I kind of really want you to get to, tell everyone who you are, just tell everyone, what you're about and, kind of go from there because we do get a lot of people that like to listen in and, we have a guest this week and you're a special guest on episode 100. So tell everyone who Santiago Corridor is and take it from there.
Hell yeah, dude. That's honestly very special. Again, I feel honored. I'm Santi. I'm just a kid who graduated from Bishop Burrow. But basically, no. I'm originally from Colombia. I was raised in Southwest Florida, living in Cape Coral, training and swimming my whole life in Fort Myers. I grew up in a very athletic family, swam my whole life, won a couple of state championship titles at Bishop Burrow, loved it there, made great friends, was disciplined and blessed enough to get a Division I scholarship at UF. From there, my collegiate career has taken. Let's just put it this way: I got a week left, and I'm into my seventh. This is my 7th year of like my collegiate swimming. So it's definitely been an unorthodox path. Apart from my athletic side, my family, my friends, they're all part of my story. Right now, I'm looking more at like transitioning from my sport into like a career path in sales and basically working on that, kind of setting myself up here in Tampa and using all those skills I learned from swimming, all those, whatever it may be, communication skills, discipline, leadership, team skills, and transferring that over to a career.
That's awesome. And I'm so happy for you. And you seem like you found your passion, and swimming for you has just been a part of you your entire life. But, kind of just going back years ago, when did you fall in love with swimming? When did it really become a thing where, man, I can really take this to the next level? This is what I really want to do with a huge part of my life.
Yeah. So my mom was a swimmer and I've been in the pool since I was like 2 months old. Like I was just thrown in there and I literally do. Like I've been in the water my whole life. So I think I learned how to swim before I learned how to walk, honestly. and it's it's just always been. I don't remember ever not being a swimmer. I grew up watching my mom give swim lessons. I grew up at the age of 4 or 5. I started on Swim Florida in Southwest Florida, and I think I was like, I always know I was pretty good, but when I was like 11, 12, I was like, okay.
All good, all good.
I'm sorry about that.
All good.
When I was like 11 and 12, I realized like, okay, I could take this to the next level. I'm competing with kids across the state, across the country, and I'm placing really well. I'm placing top 3 in all my events. I'm having fun while I'm doing it. Like my friends, my support group was just amazing. It always has been with swimming for the most part. Um, and I saw it as an opportunity kind of to get my college paid for, uh, represent my country. I started representing. Sorry about my one second.
You're good.
I started representing Colombia when I was like 14 years old, and they've taken me everywhere from, you know, South American Junior Games to Pan American Games to World in places like Budapest, Japan, and Australia. So with swimming, I've had the opportunity to meet so many cool people, so many cool places, and I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. It's been hard and definitely a tumultuous path, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And I'm happy.
I'm really
It's
I'm
part of
really
my
glad that absolutely. I'm really glad that you brought that up because that was my next question for you is talk about some of the highs and lows of swimming because not every day it's going to be, all roses and tulips and walking through the field and everything's going to be all glorious, right? So talk about some of the highs and lows of your swimming career.
dude. Swimming is a roller. For me, it's been a roller coaster. It's got me through the toughest times. I've experienced the highest, you know, peak, the lowest valleys, and some of the highs are like winning states. Dude, highs easy to talk about. The peaks, your hard work's paid off. You're at the swim meet. You're not only swimming good, but you're winning. You're getting all these awards. People are congratulating you. It feels like you're at the top of the world. Honestly, it feels like your hard work's paid off. Like you can see your hard work paid off with a medal or a scholarship or an award or a place on a team, whatever it may be. That's
Yeah.
awesome. It's not so great when you bust your chops for months at a time, sacrifice time with your family, with your friends, and you go to a meet and the expectations just aren't met. You don't meet your goals, you don't meet your times, and you kind of have to reassess. Use that. I get angry with myself. I'm like, I need to like go back, train twice as hard. Like I know what I'm capable of, and just kind of use that as momentum into the next cycle or into the next training, whatever it may be, training for the next meet or whatever. It's kind of emotions you really have to learn how to deal with because they can make or break you. Some people they let it break them, and it's all part of being an athlete. It's cool to travel and meet people and swim fast, but it sucks when again you sacrifice so much and you just don't meet those times, those expectations. You feel like the world's falling on top of you, and it's just like real life. It literally,
Yeah.
I compare sports to real life all the time, and it's just that you never know what plan God has for you and what obstacle He's going to throw your way. You just got to be ready for that and have kind of like a mental toolbox ready to like deal with those different circumstances.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad that you kind of mentioned all that because there is so many highs and lows to sports. There's so many highs and lows to everything in life, and I'm so glad that you kind of compared the two, but also put them together as in real life and sports because they do tie in with one another. And the next thing I wanted to ask you is what is your daily swimming routine like? Because there's a lot that goes into it, right? Everyone just sees the Instagram and the post and the pictures, but it's not always like that. So talk about the
Yeah.
routine on a daily basis.
So Monday through Friday, we either have 6 a.m. swim or 6 a.m. weights. That's usually an hour 15 to an hour 45, depending on whether it's swim or weights. Then it's class, breakfast, whatever it may be, recovery. My shoulder's pretty janked up right now from just so many years of swimming. And then another 2 hours in the afternoon of swimming. So 2 sessions a day, Monday through Friday, and Monday through Thursday, actually. We get Friday afternoons off, and then one Saturday morning practice where we get up, we throw our suits on, which we call it. Like, we train usually in the like little tight Speedos you'll see. But for races, we'll put suits on that like go down to our knees. And Saturday practice is all about getting up and racing. So that's what a week looks like. Just a lot of hours of training and school and sort of balancing that all out so you don't crash.
And now what about the diet part? Because the nutrition part I feel like is so important because you're burning off all those calories, you're burning off all those carbs, and how does that all, come into play?
Dude, yeah, I read a quote the other day, I really liked it. Treat your body like you're gonna live 100 years and treat your soul like you're gonna die tomorrow. And
Wow.
your body is everything. If you don't feel good, if you don't get enough sleep, if you're not fueling correctly, you don't put whatever it is, you put the best type of fuel in a race car, right? You gotta fuel it correctly for it to perform. Um, Sometimes though, dude, I'll be honest with you, I'll get out of practice and I'm like, give me whatever. Like, I'm going to McDonald's. I'll be like, today's my cheat day. Today, I'm gonna freaking indulge myself in whatever it is and just eat as many calories as possible. But I try to keep like I try to keep tabs on myself on like what I'm eating, and
Yeah.
for the most part, I try to eat healthy.
So living in Tampa now, what is your like cheat day, cheat meal? Are there any places around there where you're like, man, I cannot not have this? Like, this is the bomb.com.
Dude, there's too many. There's this place right outside my building called She's So Crispy.
Mm-hmm.
And I go there so often that people know my name, they know my order. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is Santi. Yeah, we'll have it ready for you in like 10 minutes." I'm like, "Dude, they'll give me like discounts. I refer people to them."
Oh, geez.
There's a really good Italian place called Vivaro's down the street as well. Super good wood fire oven pizza, and dude, it's packed. I love Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is down the street. Uh, Chill Bros. I don't know if you've ever been to Chill Bros in Tampa, but it's this really cool ice cream place I just found recently.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
So you're like in the heart of downtown then?
Yeah, right in downtown.
Oh, wow. So you're like right near everything. How's the traffic and all that?
It's not terrible unless you get on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, the city's pretty chill. For it to be like a big downtown city, the traffic is only really bad like in the morning when people are getting to their job, and like
Yeah.
rush hour when people are like
Yeah.
leaving and getting on the highway.
That makes
For the
sense.
most part, I mean, UT is right over the bridge. I
Yeah.
walk there,
Oh,
or
nice.
don't tell my mom that I got a motorcycle, and I'll ride like I'll ride. It's like a 3-4 minute ride, so I'm not on it too much, but
Yeah. Are you wearing a helmet?
of course.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Safety first. So
Yeah.
is it now with this motorcycle, is this like a scooter type deal or is this like a full on?
Yeah, full on. It's a CF Moto 650 NK, so it's so much fun. I'm super safe on it, but
Oh, geez.
yeah, I know. But again, it's like 4 or 5 minutes there and back. I'm never going over like 45 miles an hour.
Yeah. So in your free time, what do you like to do other than swimming, right? Because I mean, everyone has downtime, everyone has free time. So what do you like to do in your free time?
For sure. Usually, dude, to be honest, I don't have a lot of free time. I picked up sort of like an internship job opportunity with this company called Vivint,
Mm-hmm.
and they do security systems. So it's literally like a door-to-door sales job, and I'm being trained
Jeez.
on like Tuesday nights, Tuesday afternoons, Wednesday nights. Then I'm going out and like actually knocking on doors
Wow.
Fridays and Saturdays. Just what I want to get into. I literally, this is like God's plan kind of thing. I ran into this guy on the road on the UT campus, and he was like, "Hey, what do you do? I'll get you an interview tonight." I pulled up and I was like, "This is exactly what I want to do after college. It's like sales, like straight sales." And
Yeah.
so if I'm not swimming, I'm like catching up on homework. If I'm not catching up on homework, I'm like practicing my pitches. If I'm not pitching, I'm like out at some. Yeah, I'm always busy. But on my free time, like if I do have free time, I like to play pickleball. I like to watch Netflix. I just watched this really cool series on Netflix called The Octopus Murders. I don't know if you've
Okay.
seen it.
Have not.
Deep into like conspiracy theories with like shadow government type of things, and I'll go into like rabbit holes on TikTok with that stuff. So
Yeah.
just stuff like that. So or like stretching is super important as well. So I'll try to stretch. I'll try to get a walk in or something, uh, with a dog or whatever it
Yeah.
may be. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no, that makes total sense. I have not seen that Netflix show.
Dude, it's
I
so good. It's only a few episodes. It's so
r-
good.
really did it just come out?
I think I don't know. I'm not sure, but
Okay.
it was like top 10. I'm pretty sure one of the top 10 shows.
Have you seen? Did you see Oppenheimer?
No.
Okay, well you got to watch that movie. I am like a big like just junkie for history. You know this. This movie is really really good. It's about 3 hours long. It's on Peacock. I'm sure you can pirate it or whatever, but it's so good. You got to watch it. It's we talked about it on the last episode of the podcast. I think I talked about it for like 5 minutes straight and I didn't stop talking about it. That's how good the movie it is. It's about the making of the atomic bomb, the Manhattan
Yeah,
Project
yeah.
with the two bombs, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and Cillian Murphy is the main actor and he plays the huge
Love
role
him.
as the
Love him.
doctor from Peaky Blinders. You
Yeah.
will absolutely love that movie. It's that
All
good.
right. Oppenheimer or Barbie?
Oh, come on. I saw I saw Barbie in theaters, but
Yeah.
then I waited to see Oppenheimer not in theater. I waited to see it just on stream basically. I can't sit in a
Okay.
movie theater for 3 hours. That's way too long.
Yeah, it's a long movie.
I can't sit in the theater for 3 hours. So Barbie, I caved and I went to go see it. I actually went to go see Barbie alone. I wore my pink t-shirt and I went alone.
Oh man, you should have called me up. I would have driven.
I was
We,
living in LA.
we actually just watched the Bob Marley movie with the swim team. That
Oh, okay.
we leave for NCAA's on Monday, and our
Oh,
coach,
wow.
yeah, our coach this week was like, let's do some dinners, let's do some team bonding. We went to the movie theaters, watched Bob Marley, ate some food afterwards at Maggiano's Little Italy, and
I've been there.
dude, the whole movie was like a deep Jamaican accent. Like they did not
Yeah.
make it easy for you to understand. I'm pretty good with accents, so I understood it.
Yeah.
But like my girlfriend, she's Swedish, and she's on the team as well. And I'd look over, I'd be like, "You understand what they're saying?" She's like, "I have no idea what they're saying." But it was a good movie. It's a really good story. It's a really good story.
Really? So, I mean, I had an Uber driver last weekend and he said he went to go see it and he loved it. Now, he was Jamaican, but he said it was really good.
That makes
And
sense.
it makes total sense. But I mean, of course, Bob Marley's like their god over there. But
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
hey,
he's a girl.
it was good though. Was it worth seeing or should I wait till it comes out on stream?
You should wait till it comes out on stream.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I'm one of those type of people where I rather
Bro.
just sink into the couch and just watch it right on the
Yeah,
couch.
and subtitles will save your life on this movie.
Yeah. Okay, you want to know a good movie I just saw?
Yeah.
I watched it this past weekend.
Yeah.
I watched Anyone But You, the movie with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, the rom-com.
Okay.
Okay, you should watch that with your girlfriend. I think you'll get a kick out of it. You remember Glenn Powell from Top Gun, right? The new Top Gun.
Possibly.
He's got the blonde hair. He's in the new Top Gun, but it's like a rom-com movie. Sydney Sweeney and him. I won't really spoil anything, but the trailer kind of gives it away anyways. But it's a pretty funny movie. You'll laugh. It's one of those. It's nothing like the Bob Marley movie. You'll actually sit there and you'll probably understand it more.
Dude, I think it'd be a great idea to watch the Bob Marley movie on a stream because you could put the subtitles on and actually.
Yes.
I understood like 90% of what they said.
Yeah. You said you understood 90% of what they said?
Probably, yeah, like 85 to 90%.
That's pretty good. I probably wouldn't even understood. Was it a lot of it? Was it even in Jamaican or no?
Well, it's English. Like they're speaking English, but their accent is so heavy that it's like, and they speak in like hymns almost. Like they speak as if they were like singing a song or something. Like it's cool.
This movie is basically about Bob Marley's life, basically.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait till it comes out on stream. That's kind of where I'm at with that. But
that's not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. So, just going back to your college career a little bit. So, University of Tampa right now, you're finishing up this season, right? This is the last full season for you.
Yes.
So this next week is huge because how do they call this? Do they call this finals or like? Because I know obviously basketball it's March Madness and stuff. Do they have like a certain term that they use for this
just
next
natties, week? Like just the NCAA championship.
Okay.
We usually how swimming works at least, and the season sort of starts like you start training in August.
Oh wow!
So you get to school, you're training. Your first swim meets are probably September, October, November. You have a big mid-season meet, like probably end of November and December, and from there you have like a winter training. So just like boot camp, everybody goes home for Christmas and New Year's. So it's like maybe 7 days off, and then right back to it after New Year's or on New Year's. And you trained for conference, which is probably like mid-February, and then NCAA's, which you try to qualify at conference for, is in March.
Wow. So this next week is it for you?
Dude, that's it. That's it. Collegiate swimming is finally over for me in 1 week,
Wow.
and I'm pumped. Like it's been a ride.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, UF, FSU, Tampa, USC, and Florida State.
Yeah. It was
Wow.
it was UF,
Yep.
Southern California,
Yes.
then back to FSU. I even went to Santa Fe for a semester, and then I
Yep.
transferred to University of Tampa.
Wow. So it's
Yeah.
it's been a wild ride.
Dude, I'm not paying for college. No way. It really is. It comes down to just it being a business, and
Yeah.
I realized that pretty early on. And you're a number in the system, to be honest. My mentality on it was like, I don't want to let my family down and not get a degree, but I also don't want to undervalue myself, sort of. So I was like, I'm quick enough to where I can get this paid for. I just need to like find the right place, right time, and there's so many stories, and again, God's plan, bro. You gotta trust it.
For sure. What's your craziest swimming story out of all times? College, high school, young, any story you have?
I don't think I could tell the craziest one, but
Something closest to the craziest one.
something closest to the craziest one could be like, okay, so growing up, I would always visualize a lot during practice. Sometimes it'd be visualizing a competitor next to me, like a local rival. Sometimes it'd be visualizing like the best swimmers in the world swimming next to me. And at my time, during the time I was at UF, I was at school there for like a year and a half, and then I trained with like the pro post grad group, Olympic group, for another year and a half after that. And I remember I was swimming one day with this post grad group, and on my right hand side was Ryan Lochte, like my idol, like just the guy I looked up to my whole life swimming. And then on my other side was Caleb Dressel, and we were like swimming a set. We were like kind of neck to neck on the set. And I remember like just pushing off the walls and looking underwater and being like, this is like my dream, my vision, like everything coming true. It was crazy. It was a very euphoric experience.
Wow. That's definitely one for the books right there. That's two really
Two
good
of the
swimmers right
ghosts,
there.
two of the
Yeah.
ghosts. Ryan is more. He's a dad, bro. He's got a family. He still swims, but he does like a lot of clinics. And then Caleb just had his first son, and he's killing it right now too.
That's awesome.
But
So
both great people.
when swimming ends for you, are you going to continue to like maybe try to get into coaching, or are you going to just close the book and close the chapter, or like, because I mean, how is that going to go for you?
I'm gonna take all the lessons I've learned, everything swimming has taught me, and transfer that over to a profession, whether it be
Wow.
in sales, different industries, whatever it may be. Like I'm ready to like make that transition over to a career.
Wow. Do you see Tampa being the market for you right now? Like you don't have any plans of leaving?
Definitely my base. Definitely my base. I like Tampa a lot. I grew up in Florida. My family's just 2 hours south of here, so
Yeah.
I can definitely see myself like establishing like a home base here, even in St. Pete. St. Pete's a great city, right by the beach, kind of a little more chill, a little more family oriented.
Yeah.
But I love it here. I really do.
So I remember, a while ago you did train and you swam with Columbia, correct?
Yes.
So is that still in play, or is that over?
Yeah. So Columbia's still, it's been an honor to represent them my whole life. I've gone to a lot of really cool places with them. I'm still figuring that part out. There's a lot of commitment tied up to the organizations over there, and I'm coming off an injury. Like I got a cortisone shot in my shoulder like a week and a half ago because
Wow.
things are just, it's over time, so many years, so many repetitions, like things are starting to break down. So looking at the health aspect of it, looking at the professional side of it, it's gonna be like a conversation that where I like meet with coaches, officials, directives, and be like, okay, this is what I have to offer. Let's renegotiate whatever we have to, and let's move forward with that. Because I
Yeah.
wouldn't be opposed to coaching. I wouldn't be opposed to being on a pool deck and supporting a team, whether it be maybe on a relay where I can train I could stay in, for example, I could stay in shape throughout the entire year and train like 2 or 3 months and still throw down like a really good 100 free, a really good 200 free. My events, though, what I swim right now is like 400 IM, 200 butterfly, 200 backstroke, like just all these events that are so versatile that if you're not consistent over like 4, 5, 6 month period, you're not going to perform at the level they want me to perform at. And so I don't want to promise them all these expectations and then come up short. And then that's just a whole other issue. So it's more of like sort of balancing that out, learning, letting them know where my headspace is at, where my health is at, and moving from there.
No, that's a great way to put it. So just a few more things before we wrap up.
Yeah.
For the Fort Myers people, for the Southwest Florida people, I need a Santiago Corridor high school swim story, one for the books.
Dude, okay. Let me try to remember. A while ago, dude.
I know, 7-8 years ago.
Coach Quinn, maybe.
Okay.
He was this crazy coach we used to have, and we had like this private Catholic swim meet in Orlando every year. We'd drive down, have like a really nice Italian dinner. I remember like just Lee Bowman, Patrick Magnet, Peter Swafford, Stas Van Genderen, my Dartmouth boy. We were all a very rowdy group of kids.
Yeah.
And like I remember after dinner, I was getting like on a roof of some random restaurant and like pretending like we were just doing random things. But anyways, we got to the hotel that night. I'm pretty sure Coach Quinn got fired for this, actually.
Oh, jeez.
But dude, he would get to the hotel, be like, "All right, guys, I'm going to bed," and we're like, "Yeah, okay." He was like, "Don't, whatever. Don't do anything dumb. Just go to sleep." And we're like, "Yeah, okay, like peace." And dude, this guy would knock out. We would stay up all night, like running around in like our underwear, like doing just. If you like you know me, you know Stas, like swimmers can get weird and
oh yeah,
there's just silly people. So we'd stay up and like play Smash Bros. We'd stay up and like I don't know, what are the odds? I remember Craig Maliva, dude. We'd stay up and like I don't know, just random like high school stuff.
Yeah.
Like, jump from bed to bed, go crazy all night, and then wake up and like win the meet the next day.
That's insane. And then your coach just completely feels like he forgets about everything that happened the night before.
Dude, I honestly think he would just pass out. I think he would just pass out. He would knock out, and I think some of the parents complained about it. They were like,
"That's so funny."
Yeah, and then he was gone after that, and Coach Baumgartner came and was our coach after that.
Yes. The last part of the show, I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
How do you feel about NIL in college sports now with name, image, and likeness?
Huge opportunity. I think it's a step towards what athletes deserve. NCAA could do a lot more. They make enough money to where they could compensate the athletes a lot more and help them out a lot more than what they're giving them. But it's definitely a step towards the right direction, I think. And you got to grind. It's a hustle, and you got to search for sponsorships and look for people to work with. But there's, what company doesn't want to work with an athlete? Somebody who's hardworking, somebody who's a good face in the community, hopefully stays out of trouble. Like, the opportunity is there. You just got to work for it and network and use your social skills. And it's like an extra job outside of swimming in school. But for anybody who like wants it, like a grinder, a hustler, like it's there, and it's very possible. There's kids making, obviously there's like Bronny, right? Like, like that LSU girl that gymnastic girl from LSU, like they're making a lot of money because they're like TikTok famous, Instagram famous, whatever it may be. But for even swimmers, I've seen cross country players, lacrosse players partner up with like Barstool, partner up with like even local food companies, and get some meals paid for, get, you know, every little thing counts at the end of the day, and you just got to go out, look for it, find your opportunities.
Absolutely. So before we get to the 5 questions, I wanted to give you the opportunity to share something that you have wanted to get off your chest for a long time, something that you feel like could really maybe benefit somebody's life, or just something that you could leave a positive impact for the podcast or just anyone listening, and they could look back 5 years from now and go, wow, Santiago really left a mark on me.
I like that. I think I did with the quote, dude. That quote impacted me a lot, and I think it's something to live by. The you know, treat your body like you're gonna live 100 years. Treat your soul like you're gonna live tomorrow. It's something that touched my heart, and I think a lot of people take their health for granted. They take being young for granted. I had a teammate. I saw one of my teammates die on deck at UF, and dude, this guy was strong, healthy, outgoing. He had a heart condition, and one day his heart gave out. So it's always like, don't take anything for granted. Call your family. Stay connected with the people who love you, who have supported you, who want the best for you. I had a pretty, you know, COVID and the year I moved out to USC, like it was tough for me, and I learned a lot through that, and made an effort to like fix a lot of things in my life. So at the end of the day, it's not what's happening to you, but how you take each of those obstacles, each of those encounters, how you internalize it, and either stay stuck there and not move past it, or like use it as a tool, like use it as something like, hey, look at that happened to me, and now I'm here, and I'm gonna keep moving forward and use that experience and like take it with me and run.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That's a beautiful message there. And the last thing I'll add to that is, you know, I've tried to tell so many people this, and so many people are stubborn and they're stuck in their ways. But kind of just piggybacking off what you said there, keep moving forward. Stop worrying about what happened back then, right?
Yeah,
Like you can, you know, it's okay to, you know, think about it, but don't go, oh my gosh, I wish I would have done this then. It's like, stop living with regrets. If you made the decision, you make your bed, you lie in it.
yeah,
Learn from those, learn from those, right? Stay committed, learn from the mistakes you made, and better yourself, right? Everyone wants all this overnight success. I think it's going to happen, you know, one day at a time. And this kind of goes back to this podcast here, right? This is episode 100. I mean, to think about that, it's insane, right? But we're going to keep going forward. I'm not going to dwell on what happened on episode 10, right? Who cares, right? Same thing with you. You're not going to dwell on, oh my gosh, I messed up that swim meet, you know, a couple of years ago. Who cares about that? Stop. Don't worry about
yeah.
that, right? Because if so many people get so fixated on the past, they can't move forward, right? They just keep spinning that hamster wheel, and they get stuck in that bubble, and they get in a rut, and they think to themselves, why didn't I did this? I should have done this. I should have. No, just keep going forward, right? Stay on green,
Exactly, dude.
you
I
know?
love watching your stuff. Even
Appreciate you, man.
you've had some badass guests, and
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
you just keep moving forward. You just keep putting out content. You just keep working on what you love, like your passion. Like it's very
Thank you.
respectable, bro.
I appreciate that. And you know, I appreciate you coming on the show and, you know, sharing your story, and, you know, the listeners and the viewers getting a chance to see who you are, because you have an amazing story. You have a remarkable story. And hey, you know, we've been friends for a really long time, but it's still so cool to see kind of what goes on throughout your daily life, and how, you know, much time and dedication and effort you put into swimming, because it's a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand, you know, and I'm not critiquing them or making, I'm just saying, like, what goes into your body of work, your brand. That's a lot of work. And you're juggling now a job that you're going to be, you know, pursuing, and, you know, your outside curriculars. It's like, it's a lot, you know, and
It
people
is.
sometimes need to sit back and realize, like, just appreciate for the person who they are, right?
It is.
You know, who cares
But
about all
it's
the
inspired.
outside
Like
things?
even networking and staying in touch with people
Yeah.
like us. You see your friends moving forward. You see your friends doing
Yes.
great things. It's like, okay, I need to be better. I also saw this the other day on, I think it was Instagram or something. Where it was like, you be better for me, and I'm gonna be better for you. You know, it's not like
Yeah.
give and take. It's like, I'm gonna do my best, and you're gonna do your best, and we're gonna like grow together and like be successful together.
Right.
And I think it's important to like surround yourself with people with that same mindset.
Yes. Surround yourself with people who want to see you succeed, right?
Exactly.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but those people that want to be around you, that want to see you succeed, are going to benefit you for the future, for the long haul, right? If you're just sitting there every day and you're just being negative and they're being negative, that's just negative energy right there. Maybe that sounds so common
No, I
sense and so
know. That's
cheesy, but
why
it's the truth.
yeah, I really like Bishop Bro because it like there's just I look back and all my friends, a lot of them are doing really cool things. Like
Yeah.
whether it's moving to Hawaii and pursuing a career in, music,
Yeah.
Clay is like becoming a dentist, Stas is killing it in New York with like
Yeah.
financial management stuff. Like all my friends, it's again, it's important to stay in touch and
For sure.
just realize like what's the point of dwelling on the past? Like God's plan. Like I truly believe in God's plan.
Hey, Drake made that song, and I listen to that song at least once a week. It's
At
such a
least.
banger.
It is, yeah.
Drake recorded that music video in Miami. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But the last part of the show here is the 5 questions. I always give my guests 5 questions to end the show. This is the final cap here. Okay. Number 1, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In the mirror. In the mirror, dude, with the same mindset, same goals, same like discipline, same, again, all with these skills and just using it to grow and grow and grow. Hopefully, down the line, successful in a sales career. I would love to. I was telling you about this coffee company I started. I met this really cool guy in Colombia who I describe him as like a mad coffee scientist, and he can, you know how you go to like Starbucks, and you want to get a flavored coffee, and they like pump it with 1,000,000 grams of sugar. This guy can infuse the coffee bean with whatever flavor you want through like special processes of aging and drying, and just entrepreneurial adventures like that. Like I would love to just own my own coffee company, for example, down the line. Real estate, dude, is always huge. Like, it's always going to be big, and it's always on my mind as well. But Rome wasn't built in a day, dude. You gotta set the little stones, take the little steps, and like slowly get there.
Of course. Number 2, what is your biggest pet peeve?
I try not to let too many things faze me, but maybe when somebody can't be confrontational about something, like when somebody gets petty instead of having a conversation with you, like that ticks me off. And it takes like a certain, like if I really care about that person too, like it's like you got to manage that a certain way, but it's like, why can't we just have a conversation like adults?
Right. Of course. Okay, this is a good one here for you. If you could meet anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Ooh. Like for a day, you got to give me a little more context.
You can just have lunch with them if you want to hang out with them, just whenever, just maybe grab a coffee.
Oh, did you say meat or bee?
Meat. Beat, not beat, meat.
Okay. If I can meet anybody, I would probably meet... Dude, Bob Marley seemed like a cool ass.
That's a good one. That's a funny one.
Yeah.
That's a random one. If you weren't swimming, what would you be doing?
Working. Probably working.
Yeah. If you could tell your 18-year-old self one thing, what would it be?
Don't give up. Don't take anything personal. Learn from people who are already successful. And keep a good relationships with people that matter. Like, make an effort to really like learn how to keep good relationships.
Absolutely. Well, I think that does it for us, Santi. It was so great to have you on the show. It was a pleasure, man. And before we officially wrap up, you got to plug your socials.
Okay, yeah. Santiago_Corridor on Instagram. That's where I put most of my stuff. Really, that's where my TikTok is like. I don't know. I don't really use that much, but yeah. My Instagram's a big one there. Dude, I don't know what else I could add on there. My Snapchat, I don't use
Instagram's your main one.
Yeah, I got a LinkedIn as well. You could look me up on LinkedIn. I got a Facebook, Santi Corridor. Add me, I'll connect, whatever it may be.
Well, Santi, it was a pleasure to have you on the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. It was
Joey,
so great to hear your story, man.
Dude, it's an honor. Like, it was really an honor. It was nice catching up with you as well. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you, man. Episode 100, guys. You know where to find us. The Inquisitive Mamba on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and TikTok. We're growing daily. Just continue to put the effort in. Keep pushing. Keep going forward. And you'll see the results, right? Well, episode 100, guys. We'll see you next week for episode 101. Thanks again, Santiago Corridor, for coming on. Guys, if you don't know where to find him, he's on Instagram, Santiago_Corridor. He is a world-class swimmer. We'll see you guys next time.
Joey, thank you for having me, man. God bless.